Morning everyone, welcome back to the shop. If you've watched my channel at all, you've seen most of my videos are about fixing things, turning wrenches, basic mechanic work. This video is going to be a little bit different. I enjoy woodworking, metalworking, all kinds of stuff, working outside. In this video we're going to be making some concrete countertops. I have done the kitchen and bathroom at my house and a few others. In this video I have a small kitchen and I believe some bookshelves in a bedroom or something, or tables, chairs. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be. Anyway, I'll try to take you guys from start to finish on how I do it, and we'll get it done. A little bit of prep work before I go to the location to do the work. I have cut some 2-inch wide. This is called hardboard. Came from Lowe's. It's just quarter inch thick. It's cheap stuff, and the reason I like this stuff is, number one, it's cheap. It's easy to work with. But I use this to make templates to make my molds for my countertops with. So I've cut some 2-inch strips to haul to the house with me, and I'll take these and figure out the exact size of the countertop and basically just hot glue these together and make a mold, and then label them. Got my handy dandy toolbox here with the glue gun, a saw, and some other little knickknacks. Going to go down to the house and get the molds or the patterns made, and then back to the shop to make the molds. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at the kitchen where the countertops are going. I'm just kind of laying my strips out. I got this little section here. There's a section here and a section here. My phone's going on. So basically this is going to be 3 different countertops. This will be a section, this will be a section, and that'll be a section. And it's hard to do any of them over 8 feet, just because plywood, all your materials comes in 8-foot sections, and it'll just be really heavy if you get them longer than that. So you try to keep them relatively manageable. At least I do anyway. I have the glue gun heating up here, and we're doing 1.25-inch overhangs. My buzzer won't go up right here. And the reason I like to make the molds is these corners aren't square, and there's always little imperfections in this. So if you just take the measurements and you lay them out square and make your mold square, and you come down here to put them in, and it doesn't work. And it's, it's concrete, so you can't just really shave a little bit off. It doesn't work very well. Good fit. Good fit there. I had my pencil. What did I do with it? Oh, where's my pencil? Oh, it fell out of my pocket. Kind of hard to see that one, isn't it? Well, you get the idea. I'll trim these off and make sure you label these, because when you make the mold, you flip them upside down. You make the countertop and then you take it out of the mold, you flip it back over. So you need them in the right orientation. So I'll label this front side, top, and it'll be this wall. Basically just do that on these other two sections and we'll be back up at the shop. Got the two templates made. I actually got all three templates made. Two of them are long and skinny, and one of them is just the top of a regular counter. And I need a table to pour them on. And I don't have one big enough for the long skinny one, so I'm going to build another one. Basically, it's just a box like this, 2x4s underneath it to hold it straight, 3/4 inch plywood on top, and I'll put another piece of tile board on top of this. It's just this same type of material with a white plastic coating on it, which I like because it's already water resistant and it makes a good bottom and it's cheap. Some people use melamine. It's $30–40 a sheet. That tile board's probably 12 or 14, and it's one-time use stuff, so you use it and trash it. So I'm going to prep these boards and get the templates ready. That one fits nicely. All right, bottom part's done. I'm gonna flip it over. All right, got a table. That's the tile board I was talking about. It's it, brown on the back. And that makes it a good surface for pour the concrete. Oh yeah. Just trim the little tabs off of these and we get in there. And this is the melamine. It's just particle board. You can see there with a plastic coating on it. I use this for the sides because it's strong enough to hold the concrete in place. And I make my cabinets or countertops 2 inches thick. So I'm going to trim these, or trim this 2 inches thick, and I'm going to use that to make the sides. Alright, got a couple of these cut. I'm going to have to cut a bigger sheet. But I started making the sides. Now remember, the actual part of the countertop that you're going to see is going to be this part. So these templates, you have to flip them upside down. So when I pour these and take them out of the mold, I'm going to flip them over this way and polish the top. So what you'll see as you're pouring it will actually be the bottom of the countertop. And you don't want to scratch that up. Because the cleaner you make this part, the easier it is to polish later on. So all tools, screws, everything stay out of here. And this one, it's got a slight bow to it. So I've anchored the other end. I'm going to anchor. Let me anchor the back side first. There we go. All right. I'm going to add some more screws here, here, here. A bunch of screws here because you don't want this to move, because that's going to change the shape of your top. You also have to countersink those, because after we pour this, we'll take a 2x4 piece of wood and we'll actually screed the top of this. So you want this flat. Cut a piece to go here, piece to go here, and we're going to do this same thing over there. So a few of the things I've picked up on doing this a few times. Once you get this part done, clean, because anything that stays in here will then be in your countertop. One other thing, cover up your screws. And the reason you do this, you're pouring concrete. If you get concrete on top of your screws, it's then hard to get the screws out. Learned that the hard way. Standing here with a screwdriver trying to chisel concrete out of the screws. Not fun. Alright, got my screw holes all taped up. Next step is to seal all the cracks. The first time I made one of these, I did like a little test run on, I think I did a top for a piece of furniture, and I didn't do this. And what wound up happening is the liquid seeped out through the cracks. And when you take the sides off and flip it over, you then have a jagged edge on that outside corner. So learned, fortunately, doing a piece of furniture, it really didn't matter before I did the kitchen or my bathroom. I can't remember which I did first, but anyway, there's nothing too over spectacular here, but there we go. Just smooth it right on out. I've seen and tried using modeling clay. Seemed like a good idea. Didn't really have to wait for it to dry, anything like that. Well, the problem was when I took the thing out of the mold, well, the modeling clay, it stuck to the concrete, and I had to sit there and pick it all out. So won't do that again. Things you learn by doing. Trying to make it too thick. Just hold on there. I like to fix my corners first and then go out from there, unless you don't really have to. Try to get some of the pan. I'll work on the edges of the anyway. Need a little bit. There you go. Well, there's one. I'll get the other two. Be back with the next step.